Good, call the meeting order.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear God, we come before you today to give you honor and praise. You are the source of all that is good and the source of all our blessings. Thank you for helping us accomplish our work and our goals this day. Amen.
Amen. Hello, Pilar. We're going to start off with the workshop.
Chairman and Directors, the first item on your workshop agenda, item 1, is review of the 2019 through 2023 strategic plan update for the Hidalgo County Regional Mobility Authority loop system. Eric Davila is going to give you a brief synopsis of that update, and we also have representatives from the City of Mission in the audience. We have the Mayor Ocaña and the city manager here from the City of Mission. They're here to support the update to the plan.
Thank you, Pilar. Good afternoon, Directors, Chairman. So up on the screen, and I guess in front of you also in the board packet, you have the latest version of the strategic plan update. If you recall, back in December of 2018, we issued the semi or biannual update that is required by state law. This is an update to that previous update, so to speak. And the key difference, if you go to the second page slide, which I'll bring up on the screen right now, none of the alignments change necessarily on that map. That map is sort of what encapsulates the available funding, the local funding, and the state and federal matches that are currently stated on these projects. It also brings some of the notation on that map into alignment with some of the two-pagers that you all have seen as we're providing data for legislative updates and agendas. We've done a few updates to include, provide the latest information. This just brings that up to speed. The next couple pages deal with 365 toll, which there was no particular update there from the December update that we just recently did. IBTC, there's no major updates within that, except for the milestones were updated based on the current schedule that we have for the project. The biggest change, and I'll skip FM 1925 as there was no update on that one just yet since December, is going to be for what we now coin the West Loop. So the West Loop is included or highlighted in this plan and is largely precipitated as the RMA's way of recognizing that there's a potential rail crossing going up in the Madero area that is being driven by the City of Mission at this point. And that project is recognized as a potential main driver for those two segments of roadway, and essentially what remains as part of our core loop system. So it was, we took it upon, based on the feedback we got at the last workshop from the City of Mission, and because we want to memorialize our long-range plan, we want to line things up and coin it as a West Loop, tee it up potentially as an EIS once we clear the IBTC project or other fundings become available. And as you can see, we put a typical section showing how that section of roadway would be different from all the other alignments that we have. It would potentially have the rail in the middle. And it also shows what we currently know. It's the proposed crossing location of the Madero Bridge, which, based on their final route studies, may change the route somewhat. But as you can see, the potential confluence between both projects is very evident. And so there's a lot of potential there for everybody to provide traffic into our system. So that's it in a nutshell. Any particular questions at this time that we can entertain? No?
Good.
Hearing none? Thank you.
Chairman, the next item on your workshop, item 2, is review of the quarterly investment report for the period ending March 31st, 2019. So if you turn to the second page of the report, you can see that our local government investment pool, which is with Logic, had a weighted average yield of 2.6%, and our government securities had a weighted average yield of 1.98%. Currently, we have a balance of $7.1 million in investments.
What's the term on the government security maturities?
Let me, Joe, the term on the.
Average, no, I don't want each one, but. Are you out 3 years, 5 years, or short or long?
No, it's real short.
Okay,
That's basically our disposition.
good. Okay. I wanted to hear short, so you said the right thing.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other questions? Let's go to the reports. Go ahead and call the meeting to order. We've got a quorum, so let's go ahead and start with the reports for
Yes, sir.
365 project.
Chairman, item 1A, report on program manager activity for the 365 Tollway project and the IBTC environmental clearance document. Eric Davila will give you a brief report.
So the brief, wrong one. So the brief report at this time is that we continue to work on the rescope and rebid. We have a set of policies that'll get brought to the board to bring those into alignment with the federal procurement policies that we'll need for accessing some of those funds that'll be necessary for the redesign on 365. On IBTC, we already held our public meeting, and at this time, we are tracking with submitting the last 2 key reports that have to do with having gone to the public meeting. You summarize all your findings in a public meeting summary report. Who showed up? What were the questions? What were our responses? It's our way to be held to account and to provide feedback back to the public that showed up and asked questions about the project. And the other one is for the archaeological resources report. It's in its final drafts, and essentially, once it gets submitted, we're gonna have to go and basically plan out what the mitigation strategies are for it. But we already brainstormed about what strategies we're bringing to the table, and we hope to bring all that to conclusion on time, where if you go to the schedule, we still anticipate to be done by around this time next year. So everything is still tracking. Any changes, we'll definitely update it on the schedule accordingly. Any questions on either project?
Any questions? I think we're good.
Thank you.
Chairman, Directors, the next item is the consent agenda. All matters listed under the consent agenda are considered to be routine by the governing body and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items. However, if discussion is desired, that item or items will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately.
If there are no questions, can I take a motion for the approval of the consent agenda?
So moved.
Motion by Alonso, second by Paul. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign, motion carries.
Next item on your regular agenda, item 3A, is Resolution 2019-17, approval of a contract with Burton, McCumber, and Longoria LLP to provide auditing services to the Hidalgo County Regional Mobility Authority, and authorization for staff to negotiate and execute the annual engagement letter. On February 25th of this year, the authority solicited formal proposals or requests for qualifications, for auditing services. We had 3 responses: Burton, McCumber, Longoria, Haney and Company, and Carr, Riggs and Ingram. Staff rated and ranked them based on the published evaluation criteria, with Burton, McCumber ranking number 1, Haney and Company ranking number 2, and Carr, Riggs and Ingram ranking number 3. Staff is recommending award of the auditing contract to Burton, McCumber, and Longoria.
If there are no questions, can I get a motion to award the contract? Motion by Pharr, second by Rick. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign, motion carries.
Item 3B, Resolution 2019-18, approval of a 1-year extension to the professional service agreement with Hilltop Securities to provide financial advisory services to the Hidalgo County Regional Mobility Authority. This contract was originally awarded in 2009 and has subsequently been extended by the authority on 1-year terms. The current 1-year term is set to expire. Staff is recommending that we extend the term 1 additional year because we still have an outstanding issuance for toll revenue bonds that's anticipated probably in the 4th quarter of this year or first quarter of 2020. And in order to keep that continuity that we've had with our financial advisor, we're recommending that the contract be extended for 1 additional year with Hilltop Securities.
Can I get a motion for the extension of the one-year extension to Hilltop Securities?
Second.
Motion by Frank and second by Rick. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Item 3C, Resolution 2019-19, adoption of the 2019 through 2023 strategic plan update for the Hidalgo County Regional Mobility Authority loop system. Staff recommends approval as presented.
Can I get a motion for the approval of the 2019 to 2023 strategic plan for Hidalgo County? Have a motion by Zeke. Can I get a second?
Second.
Second by Alonso. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Chairman, Directors, recommend that you entertain a motion to enter into executive session for item 6A under section 551071 of the Texas Government Code.
Motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
Motion by Pharr, second. Second by Rick. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We can take a motion to reconvene the meeting.
So moved.
Motion by Paul, second by Rick. All in favor say aye. Aye. All same sign. There being no business, I'll take a motion to adjourn the meeting. So move. Motion by Zeke, second by Rick. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. That'll be it.